Okay, so today we're going to be replacing this outlet with a three-pronged one. Now we want to note that this the wiring in here isn't necessarily set up for that, but this three-prong will function the same as this, but you'll be able to use a regular plug-in if you like. So what we're going to do, take this cover off. One of the first things we'll want to do is make sure that the power is off. Now in this case I've already shut the power off to this one using this my Klein tool set, so it shows me that the power is turned off. So we'll take this out. Alright, very good. So we'll pull this thing out, get a little bit of room in there. As you can see, when this was originally wired, there's not a whole lot of extra wire. Generally speaking, when you wire an outlet, you want at least to have like 5 to 6 inches of wire sticking out so that you can have plenty of room to work on it. So what we're going to do is undo this. This is the hot side, or the black wire is going to be your hot. Take this other side off. This is your neutral side. As we mentioned, this the wiring in this old house is not set up in a normal modern wiring. So in a normal situation, you'll have another wire, which is your ground wire. So we just have a hot and a neutral on this one. So your ground wire would normally go here. So if you were going to do this, if you're rewiring your entire home, then it would be best to replace these wires, or at least bare minimum put a ground wire there. So one of the things that we'll do, if you notice on this, the outlets when you get them, there's a gold side and a silver side. So the gold side goes to the black, which is your hot, and your silver side will go to the neutral. So generally I like to use the top ones to have the wire that's coming in. The reason why there's two sets of wire screws here is because, let's say you're running these in a sequence. So if there was another set of wires that came in here and went to another outlet, you would hook that to the bottom one here. So on this situation, we're just gonna hook that black one, the black wire, back up to the gold side. And it already has the bend in the wire. So what we'll do is we'll just tighten that down. You wanna make sure that you don't over tighten them. You don't wanna strip out the threads, but you also at the same time want to get it tight so that you don't have to worry about it not having a good connection. So do the same thing on this neutral. There. You see that wire's on there nice and solid. Also, when you're turning these on, see how the wire is turned this way? So you want the wire to be turned the same direction that you're actually screwing. So, because if it was the opposite, generally what happens is it will actually start to pull the wire out. So now we're going to put this back in there. On these, they make it so that you have a nice Phillips head, which seems to you can actually use it a little bit better. So what we'll do is we'll get that started there. Or a screwdriver on there. All right, so now we see we're making some progress with those threads. Get this other one started into this other, the hole that's corresponding to it down here on the bottom. There. All right, so let's see if we can move it a little bit over here. You can see these, the hot side right here. These are the gold ones. So you want to make sure that you get that basically centered into there, so you don't have a situation where there's it's touching the box on the side. So what we'll do is we'll tighten this up, and then when we get tight, we'll be able to scoot it over so we don't have that touching the box there. You have to usually put these in kind of evenly if you can. Now, as mentioned, see there's a little bit of space right there, so we're going to push that over, and then we'll tighten this down on this top one. I'll do the same on this bottom one, get it so that it's relatively plumb. Make sure that's nice and tight. Very good. So now the next step is to put our plate cover on. So stick that on there. And you'll notice that those are going to be on with the regular flathead screwdriver. Get that started on there. I'd have to get the smaller side out. There. Now it's all done. Now we turn our power back on, and we'll be able to use this outlet as normal.